Welcome back to Cardano Sense. Today we're going to be talking again about Voltaire and Catalyst. We're going to do that every week because every week there's something new going on. We got some really good information today. We got to ask questions. I got a bunch of my questions answered, so we're going to go over that. Before we get started, as usual, my stake pool, Sophie. If you'd like to support me, you can stake with Sophie. And I also have a address there. If you'd like to support me, you can use that as well. And I also want to talk about some more stake pools here, particularly small stake pools. Now, I guess you could say I'm sponsoring. I don't know if I'm sponsoring, but I want to talk about the Alliance stake pool. The Alliance stake pool is an alliance of small stake pools that don't have enough ADA by themselves to attract delegators because they're just not going to make blocks. So what they did, you can read through this. I'll put this website in the description. So what they've done basically is they've joined together. So they will have a decent amount of stake to attract delegators. This is a big problem right now with Cardano. Small stake pools are really they're not doing well. And there are some reasons you should look at small stake pools. So let's take a look at this really quick here. A couple things I want to tell you. First, as of right now, I just went ahead and counted out of, what do we have? 1,000, how many stake pools do we have now? It's something like 1,100 stake pools. It doesn't say here. It's something around 1,100 stake pools. Out of the 1,100 stake pools, 584 have not minted a single block. Half of the stake pools have not minted a block. So when they're saying we got 1,100 stake pools and everything is diversified, yeah, there's 1,100 stake pools, and yeah, they're all online. They're not all minting blocks though. So that's an issue. You know, there's a lot of people that went through. I mean, it's, you know, these are small, let's put it this way, these are small businesses for these people. It costs money to run these stake pools. And a lot of these stake pools are run by people that know what they're doing and then some. Master's degrees in computer science. It's just something that needs to be rectified. So I wanted to talk about this a little. I also wanted to talk about how you have a better chance if you delegate with a smaller stake pool to get higher returns. So I'm going to go ahead and organize this here via your return rate. Okay, so here we go. So these are all the 1,100 stake pools. This is about 20 stake pools here. So let's go with these first 20 stake pools and see what the stake is, right? What's the maximum amount of stake that they have? 1.2 million, 6.7 million, 5.2 million, 300,000, 500,000, 300,000, 200,000, 600,000, 2.7 million, 300,000, 1 million, 800,000, 1.4 million, 2.7 million, 2.11 million, 500,000, 2.4 million, 700,000, 4.1 million, 5.3 million. Every single one of these stake pools is a small stake pool. I don't think there's any, I don't know, 5 or 6 million was the most. Let's check out another 20. 800,000, 3.9, 1.6, 2.3, 2.8, 1.8, 700,000, 2 million, 1.8, 30 million. Okay, so this is a bigger one, 30 million. 37,000, 600,000, 600,000, 600,000, 1,200,000, 500,000, 7.8 million, 23,000, 1.2 million, 1.4 million, 700,000, 250,000, 1,900,000, 300,000. So this is the first 40 stake pools ranked by rate of return. Now, I'm not saying that if you delegate to a small stake pool, you're going to definitely get a higher rate of return, but it looks like you've got a better chance of getting a higher rate of return. And that has a lot to do with just if you're supposed to mint 2 blocks, you have a better chance of minting 3, right? Than if you're supposed to mint 100 blocks, of minting like 150 blocks, right? If you do the percentages, right? So you're supposed to mint 2, you'll mint 3 every once in a while. If you're supposed to mint 100, you're not going to mint an extra 50 very often. So that's kind of how I look at it. So I just wanted to show you that you really should take a look at small stake pools. And again, check out the Alliance for Small Stake Pools. I'm going to put their website down in the description, but you should really take a look at this. There's some really, really talented people running these stake pools. And it's just a shame that people are just looking at these big stake pools and just throwing their money in there. They really shouldn't, because you really could, if you take a little while to investigate some of this stuff, you really probably could come out of it with a higher rate of return. And there's plenty of stake pools here that can help you with that. So again, I'll put it in the description. Please take a look at it. Okay, so let's get going here with Voltaire. So today, like I said, they had a video here answering questions. So let's just go through some. If you've watched my other videos, we've talked about this. So let's just go through some of the questions here that I asked, and this will kind of get us talking here. Okay, so my first question is: the voting strictly based on the work done in this paper? So that's a paper we looked at a couple of videos back, right? So this is a paper where everything is based on, or have there been some changes? So essentially, what I found out is they are changing things, right? So this is the paper, right, that this was based on, and this Cardano or IOHK created this paper. So they are making changes. So they're running through this, and as things, as things work and as they don't work, they're going to make changes. So I think that's great. And they're making changes now, right? So they had a couple funds, 2 funds before that were just kind of private, didn't involve any money. This is the first one with money, but they're going to continue making changes as they build out these funds. So I thought that was some good information. So as those changes happen, I'll make sure to make videos and kind of go through the changes that are going to happen. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple other questions I asked here. They aren't here somewhere. Okay. Is there going to be a challenge for each voting period, and who picks the challenge, and how is the challenge picked? So what's happening now is, if you have an idea for a project, you can't just go and say, okay, this is my idea. What they're doing is they're putting like a challenge question. So the challenge question now for this fund 2 is essentially, how can we get developers working on this, on Cardano, in the next 6 months, once Goguen comes out, in the 6 months after Goguen comes out? Great question, and we need developers. It's great, but the issue is, if there are people that have things they want to do, they just can't kind of put their idea out there. They got to wait and hope that eventually someone's gonna put this challenge up. So I want to know who picks the challenges. So right now IOHK is picking them, and then they want to try to work something in where the developers or people with ADA are going to pick the challenges. But again, that's going to be tough, right? Because how's that going to work? Is IOHK going to pick 3 and we get to pick from the 3? Right? So they're still trying to figure this out. But one thing they did say, which is pretty cool, is that it's possible that they're going to have more than one challenge for each period. So that would work. That has the option of working, because then if you could have 2, 3, 4 challenges for one pool or one treasury, epoch or one treasury period, then that might help. But if you can have more than one challenge, then why not have no challenges at all and just have people submit their ideas? So anyway, so that was one of the questions I asked. So they're still working on that. The next question I asked here was, has it always been 8,000 ADA to vote? Has it been increased or decreased over time? So essentially, the answer I'm getting here is no, or yes, it has always been 8,000 ADA to vote, so that hasn't changed. So as of right now, you need 8,000 ADA if you want to partake in voting. Next question: if someone delegates their votes to you as a representative, do you get rewards based on how many votes are delegated to you? So essentially, what this means is you can become a representative. I'm thinking about becoming a representative, actually, but so I could say, look, this is kind of my platform. All my votes are going to be to move the Cardano blockchain forward in this direction, and kind of give my spiel. And if people believe in like what I want to do and how I want to vote to move things forward, they can say, okay, you know what? I'm not. I don't have time every 2 months to look and vote. I'm just going to delegate my ADA to you. You can take my vote, so I can still participate, but then I don't have to follow all the time. And then what I'll do is I'll have a history of all my votes, so you can go back and look and make sure I'm voting the way you want me to vote. And if I'm not, then don't do it anymore. Pick somebody else or do it yourself. This is also good for people that don't have 8,000 ADA. So that they can, they have a voice because they can't do it on their own. But this question specifically, they said probably, but they haven't worked this out yet. So this is something they're still working out. If you get more rewards, if people are delegated to you. This is what I read in that paper, so I wanted to ask them, but they said they're still working on it. So we'll see. That works, and that was the kind of the last question I asked there. So essentially what it looks like is they're following the paper as of right now, but they're willing to make changes. I wouldn't be surprised if they changed the amount to vote, because 8,000 ADA right now is about $800, a little under $800, and it's not a crazy lot of money, but it's $800. I mean that's a barrier to entry if you want to vote by yourself, if you don't want to delegate your vote. So I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they change that, especially if ADA gets more expensive. So who knows? Maybe they'll make it a certain dollar amount, so it'll change as the ADA gets more expensive and less expensive. I don't know. I think they should lower it personally. But. Okay, so that's what we talked about this week. Again, if you missed my last video, we went over this. So this is project. This is where you go to vote. I'll put this website down there also, and this is where you go to look at the project. So far, let's see, Fund 2, current challenge. So this is what I was talking about. So this is the current challenge. This is a question they're asking. How can we encourage developers and entrepreneurs to build apps and businesses on top of Cardano in the next 6 months? So this is all about that question. All right. So you can read through this. This is kind of what they want, and then you can go and okay, let's get started now. When I did my other video, it was about 27 hours after this had started. And at that point, there were 153 projects. Now, there's way more than 153 projects. I don't want to go through all this. It's going to take forever. I used to be top 6 here. I don't even think I'm on this board anymore with kudos. Oh, there I am. Okay. Yeah, I'm number 6 now. I have 3 different ideas in there. I'll also put those in the description. I talked about them last time, but I'll put that down there also. So I don't know, I guess to wrap this up, things are moving forward. I think they're moving forward at a good pace for Voltaire, especially since Voltaire isn't really even out yet, right? It hasn't been part of the blockchain yet, so they're moving forward with this, and they must be planning to kind of put Voltaire out there really soon. Because how are we going to be able to vote? Because we're supposed to be voting, I think, probably in about 3 weeks or so, the way this is moving forward. So we'll see how that works. There's also an app for your phone that's being created right now. I don't have that. I know someone that has kind of a sample. I don't have it right now. I will probably show it in my next video. I'll do that next week. I think that's about it for this week. The next time I talk to you, this list will be whittled down. So this list right now is supposed to be just ideas. Next time I talk to you, they'll take these ideas and they should turn into, for people who want to move these ideas forward, they should turn into 6, 7, 8 page full-blown proposals. So, okay, so I'm going to leave you on that. Please take a look at the Alliance. And also take a look at the pools, and list them by percentages and how much money you get back and what your return is. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's all there in black and white. So, till next time, have a great day and a great week.